Hey everyone, it's Ross from Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club. What you're about to see are the ongoing adventures of our years-long running Rappan Athuk Mega Dungeon campaign using swords and wizardry, a retroclone of the original D&D game. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish. You're welcome to join us, and we hope you enjoy. It is miles beneath, a demon-haunted maze that once swallowed a crusading army. The legendary Rappan Athuk, the Dungeon of Graves. A handful of iron-thewed men risk their lives, their very souls, to plunder and explore, to stop the creeping tendrils of chaos. This is their story.
Hope it works. All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Adventures in Otherworld, the Rappan Athuk campaign, where the Kayden's Fist and the heroes of Kayden's Rest continue their quest against the underworld and the powers of chaos within it. For motives ranging from heroic self-sacrifice and to the destruction of chaos to, hey, they've got money and it would be nice if it was my money. It is late in winter and spring is approaching. The power of the sun is beginning to reassert itself over the powers of the night. And soon it will once again be possible to do serious overland travel. But at least for now, the party is still largely constrained to movement along bodies of water and underground traversals. We rejoin our party in the Bristleback Inn, where they have convened, as they often do, to make their plans for the coming week's adventures. Father Chris today is playing Magnus, and he is the caller in today's session. Briefly reiterating our group, we've got Reverend Christopher, who is playing Sindarin, the cleric. Colin, playing Semyon the druid. You hit second level, right? Did that happen? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you rolled for your hit points?
Yeah, I got, well, I'm up to 11 now.
Nice. We have Zolotin, who is the...
Either's probably fine, honestly.
Who's
more pronounceable.
The angelic guardian of the party. We have AJ playing Perderi, the religious warrior. And, of course, we have Magnus, who I've already mentioned, the Wizard Emeritus of Kayden's Rest. All right, Father Chris, take us away. What's the plan today?
The plan is to rush the cloister and get those areas that we haven't seen yet seen, and I don't. It may well be worth a commune to find out if anybody can think of a good question to ask or a good way to ask, for some detailed info before we head out.
All right, that is up to you guys.
Yes, so I guess I'm putting that call out. There's AJ. I think you're more experienced with those questions, but the only question I would have is, where is any significant treasure remaining within the cloister?
I'd say for a second question, maybe something pertaining to the altar room that we ran into, and what precautions we should take, or something along those lines there.
Or like what danger remains.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking
Is
at...
the goal is your goal to purify it?
Well, we're told by a prior commune not to purify it, correct?
Not to desecrate it.
I mean, that's their version. That's like...
Right, but...
That's just putting a positive spin on what they would consider desecration, right?
I think
you can also just ask them to clarify what that means. Like, the more specific the question is, the more specific an answer is.
I think the general tone is don't do anything hasty. That it'd be a more deliberate, careful task in order to purify and remove the evil.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that an instruction from the sort of more neutrally aligned answerer that we questioned that one time, and not the actual commune? I could be wrong.
That was
a commune.
That was a Father Bloomhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
the more recent commune, which is also the only one that we can acquire through that incense that we got. That is to say, if you want word from like a good god, then you better pay Father Blumbad to do it.
Right. Okay, so
additionally, I noticed a question mark on the map that I didn't notice previously, but as is often the case with this, there's a pretty good chance that we go down it and we go, oh, right, it's this. And it's
great.
nothing.
I mean, that would be good to do, so.
Yeah, I think as long as we move quickly and decisively, unless I feel pretty strongly, I'm not going to present any objections to any of your directions tonight,
All right.
Magnus.
In that case,
All
I
right,
have one
so-
candidate question mark. But if there's nothing there, then well, if there's nothing there, then we
Okay.
can return to the one
I
that we
see
found the
two-
largest frog god statue, right?
I see two on the Ruined Cloister level 2.
Oh yeah, the Ruined Cloister level 2 has lots of places we can go. I was just seeing one underneath the Intact Cloister. So perhaps we could try to knock that one out first, and then go after the...
Where is that one? I'm
on
looking
main cloister level -1, near that one place below the vineyard with all the little alcoves where we found that one guy who eats rats.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a sleeping bed there, and then we found to the east, we found a little staircase down that goes to like question mark down. But I don't know if that's something we did explore, and I just forgot. I just didn't write it down in a way that makes sense to me now.
All right.
I remember that. I don't remember anything else about it though. It might have been. We thought that was like level 2 kind of thing, but
well, I see. Up to level 1 seems to curve in that direction, right? On the main cloister level -2.
Oh, the one that curves, that one goes
on the northwest of the map.
Yeah, that one goes to the northwest of the main cloister level -1, which is next to all of those rooms that just had corpses in them, that just various squares that all just say corpses.
Oh, down. Oh, I see. I was looking up there, and I see now where you were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's what you were looking at, then yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It seems to me that might match up to the staircase that I see to the southeast of the sort of
the dais,
big room with the
dais.
No. Sorry. What? It looks. I can't see.
Sorry, which map are we talking?
I'm now looking at main cloister level -2 to the southeast of the flesh melting pool. There's a staircase that goes up from there. Is that not the same staircase
I could be wrong, but I believe that one leads to the Dance Macabre.
Okay.
There's a little staircase to the south of the Dance Macabre room, which says down to level -2 dais, which I believe means that it leads eventually to
that makes sense.
that big room that says dais.
So,
all right.
I think we have to sort of pass that anyway. So my vote would be to just check it out at least.
Yeah, we could also just kind of like sneak in from that route from the vineyard. Then it'd be like real close. But I'm not 100% sure where in the vineyard it is actually.
Well, we haven't got really strict maps of the vineyard. That whole area is a little fuzzy. Wouldn't worry about it.
Then we would probably remember in character which staircase that is, and we could just kind of snoop down and just look to the right. And then when we see the rat eating guy, we'd just be like, "Hey man, how's it going? Eat any good rats?"
Okay. All right. So we have 2 questions. Do we?
Assuming you're going to,
or
you should have three questions, assuming you commune with the dark powers, or if you pay 450 GP to get Blumbad to commune with the not so dark powers.
Forget this communing nonsense. Let's just go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm down. Yeah. We always
out in person.
What are we playing D&D here? Let's go.
Yeah.
Holy mother of base.
Plus, we always so frequently run out of out of character time before we run out of in character time. It'll be like noon, and we'll be like, okay, time to leave.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's go, and then let's have our first target be. Let's see. What's the entrance? Where's the entrance?
We could go through the vineyard entrance and grab that door right away. Because it's
Where's
right
the
on the way, and then go through
which-
the dais.
Which map is the vineyard entrance on?
That is main cloister level -1.
Okay.
And we're not 100% sure where or even if it aligns on a surface map because that's a little bit more vague. But we
Okay.
believe
Right.
that our characters know where it is.
Let me
All right.
verify that real fast. But no, actually, no. You guys have checked. You
Yeah.
guys know.
This is different from that like vertical shaft down we found that leads to somewhere else. This is going to be a
that leads
staircase.
to one of the crypts.
All right. Well, then, can I trust Test to be the one who talks our way where we're trying to get to?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we find the right staircase, it's going to be real simple.
You mentioned that vertical shaft, and now I'm going back to try to find the exact wording of that commune question
That's
that
a real good question.
Richard
I mean,
said, yeah, don't pay attention to the wording, and I'm absolutely going to overanalyze the wording.
do we have access to the wording?
You wrote it
like-
down somewhere, or maybe
Yeah,
you
you
did.
did.
I don't know.
I was trying to write
No,
it down,
you-
but the thing
yeah.
is that I was like, you started talking, and then like
you
30
paraphrased
seconds
it.
later, I realized I needed to start typing.
You guys argue
Hey.
about this on the boat, or are you guys arguing about this on the like?
On the boat.
On the
on
boat.
the boat.
Okay.
Let,
Okay.
First of all, everybody get can we buy book supplies while we're
You
know,
absolutely can.
supplies.
You don't need to
Okay.
worry about. You don't need to ask my permission, but you do need to tell me you do it because something
Okay.
funny
Who-
I
who's-
might think of something funny that should happen.
I'm gonna bring Monacan.
Okay.
Who all can everybody
Dude.
know who they're bringing?
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't have anybody.
Yep.
Do we want another cleric, mage, or fighter?
I don't
Probably
know.
another fighter. We just have you right now. You're our only fighter.
How many healers
Oh.
do we have?
Yeah.
I'm gonna prepare 2 of Cure Light Wounds, I think.
I'm switching
And
to
then-
marching
Simeon-
order.
Simeon can prepare Cure Light Wounds, or you can have Heat Metal, Warp Wood, or some other mix stuff.
We do have the staff rod wand, Caduceus staff of healing.
Yeah, we've got potions as well. So
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So off we go.
Alrighty. So
I'm gonna
Uh,
buy some holy water before we go. I'm out, so I'm gonna buy 2.
Good
flasks.
idea. From
Alright.
the sorry, 1 second, Richard.
No
From
worries.
the
Yeah.
armory, making sure that we're bringing tarp and sacks and rope.
understood. All right. I will trust you
Well-
guys to set up the marching order in the marching order map. I will move us to. All right. Here's how the trip goes. It goes pretty smoothly, with the exception that you are delayed one day when there is an absolutely explosive torrential downpour that forces you guys to, at least for a while, set up camp, set up tents, and wait out rain too intense to navigate the river by.
Wow. That sounds miserable.
It's not the best. You have a difficult time. However, you are not assailed by river trolls or any other horrid beasts while you are hunkering down,
Oh, good.
and you make it to your destination intact just one day later than you would have otherwise preferred to. And you return to the Citadel older than names. At the Citadel, Ulfkel has acquired a troll head, which I believe, last time I checked with him, he is wearing it as a hat. Let me verify this real quick by checking my notes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, no, he is wearing a severed
That
proportion
does
of a
sound like
troll.
him.
He is wearing a severed portion of a troll as a hat.
Is it like trying to regrow still?
Sometimes it gets fussy, and when it starts to regenerate, he sets it down and uses it as an ashtray for his pipes to discourage it.
It's like a hat you have to trim.
Well,
It's
careful
doing a
about
lot
keeping
to.
that next to your head.
It's doing a lot to keep up the morale of the gang. I'll tell you that much.
Good. I think.
Okay.
All those guys,
All right.
Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying?
You are welcomed once again to the Citadel. I assume you guys bring like shipments of goods and building supplies as you go.
Yeah, and food
Okay.
and like wine.
Yes, they're always happy to see you. Kleedna likewise reminds you that it's winter's almost over, and come spring, she is super stoked to be returning to the land of fairies. Or at least, well, rather than not the land of fairies, but the land where over there, where the fairies keep court.
Roughly how, actually, wait a second. How much snow is there on the ground, for starters?
Right now, not much at all.
All right.
However, the ground is mostly mud at the moment because of the aforementioned
I'll
downpour.
just change my background real quick. Hey, haven't used this one in a while.
Nice! Spring is coming.
All right, good to know.
All right,
was gonna
Navigator.
answer my next question. Okay.
Oh, hang on a second. Unpausing the game. Thank you for the reminder.
Mhm.
All right. So, starting from the area with the little rat guy.
Just
Where are you going?
It's just east. It's literally
Okay.
just east of there. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, and which map are we on now?
Give me a moment. I'm rummaging through maps over on my end. My maps actually are not as good as yours, is the sad part.
Are you going to be
Amazing.
streaming your mapping test?
Not this time. I don't actually know how I would fit that on the screen.
Okay.
Very carefully.
So,
Okay.
I will do that
AJ,
when...
don't forget to throw Pasling in the marching order.
Yeah.
All right. You should have free access to the marching order to adjust things as you please. If there's any tokens you can't move, let me know. All right. So, you go to the stairwell, which leads down to the area where you encountered the rat man. What do you do from there?
Well, the question mark is at the end of that staircase, so that's literally it.
All right. When you say that staircase, you mean the one that just
Is
goes
there
straight
just
east
not a
from there?
staircase? Can I...
No, there's a staircase.
All right.
Like if you go
Can I
on
see
the east.
the map? Or, like, can I see the play area? Because, like, can we just be at the Ratman's locale and then just kind of navigate normally from there? Because that's all.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 sec. All right.
Yeah, it's possible our mapping or our recollection is incorrect.
Yeah. And I understand the idea that, like, you need to be able to describe it correctly in order to arrive there, but in this context, just starting us from the Ratman's locale will answer our question.
All right. We can just start there. It's fine. It's not that far a walk either way.
Yes.
All right. Who wants to be timekeeper? Colin, you want to get some easy extra experience points?
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
Also, I'm
Both got that grab?
I'm realizing I do need to figure out a way to put some of my maps on the screen, but I would have to change my settings, and I'm not that comfortable with OBS, so I'm worried that I would, like, screw up and just crash.
We'll bully someone else into recording next time.
You could just do it through Discord, streaming the tab on your browser or whatever it is you're using.
That might work.
But it's not a big deal right now either way. Just
We should set that up for next week though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else here? No, it's just these guys. All right.
Time are we starting here? Game.
Down the stairs you go into the pit. The time of the day is early morning. That sound good? Let's say it's 9:30 a.m.
So begin to appreciate the icon you have.
Yes, I just made that today. I'm quite pleased with it.
I like that it's in the shape of a guitar pick.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to tell which way you're pointing.
So,
Okay.
you can see my mapping. You can just only see the back of it in this form.
All right.
okay.
I'll allow it.
Alrighty. This is the one map I don't have as thoroughly auto-keyed as I would prefer.
Maybe we could
Look,
maybe we could upload some of these maps and put them in, like, the video description on YouTube.
it's not a bad idea.
Let's see if we remember to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, when this comes out in 14 months, it's going to be great.
Okay. You smell, as you enter the room, a faint odor of wine. Just check something real fast.
So this is main cloister
This is
1?
yes. This is the
-1, yeah.
first floor down.
Presumably, once we go down one more, it'll be part of -2, but don't know where.
I gotta link
Okay.
these suckers up.
True enough. You proceed. I'm going to assume you guys are moving at a speed of 90. I don't think anyone is pushed down to a speed of 60 by their encumbrance. but I know at least one of you is pushed down to a speed of 90. Like, not necessarily AJ, but let me look at the marching real quick.
If Pasling's not, then I think we're at 12.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's just I think Perdarius carrying most of the sacks and the tarp and stuff.
But he's got that super light armor.
Right. So it's yeah, he's kind of bounced out.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. Let's hang a right.
All right. There's no sign of the rat guy you normally see here.
Sure, he's fine.
Probably.
Probably.
You head down the stairs. This consumes 1 turn.
Really enjoying a succulent rat.
So our icon disappeared off that map.
That's because I'm moving you to another map.
All right.
I'm bogging right now.
Oh.
You head down the stairs, advancing with caution, and enter a small room, which seems dimly familiar, but honestly it's been weeks. The walls of this damp cellar are black with mold. Ancient oak barrels full of wine still stand in wall niches, in orderly stacks.
Huh.
Where are we?
I am not sure.
You're 2 floors down from the surface level. But
So it's gotta be somewhere on -2, but we have seen this before? Because I don't recognize it.
I don't.
Perhaps you
Oh,
haven't.
there we are.
Vaguely
There we
familiar.
are. Finally, I got the thing to. There we
Let
go.
me pre-cache all these loads, or preload all these scenes. Get this stuff working in the background.
We have encountered a wine cellar here before, like on these premises, but it was different from this. You remember the one where we fought those sturges? This doesn't
Yeah.
look like that. I mean, it seems vaguely familiar, but because, everything here is sort of the same a little bit.
I think
don't
that
know,
wine
it's-
cellar was a disconnected
Yeah, that one
part
was
of the
disconnected.
Cloister -1.
Okay. Well, let's.
Well, let's look around as if we've never been here before.
Yes, let's look
Yeah,
around.
is this something real, or is that map embellishment at the south of the room?
Let me check. This area I haven't.
Fan out, search for clues.
It's just a map embellishment. It doesn't. This is not a salient object.
All right. Well, let's
You look directly at it, and you activate your player character senses, but it does not appear highlighted in yellow. You can ignore it.
Well, let's look at the wine barrels, I guess. Kind of a weird way to do wine storage. Like there's like 1 wine barrel per huge amount of volume, Well, whatever. That's dungeons for you.
It's true. You
I have a
spend a
question
turn. Hit me.
about how druid ability to determine if water is pure. How would that interact with wine?
You will immediately know if it's potable or not. You'll know if it's spoiled or turned to vinegar. Like, you can just look. You can interact with it and safely determine if it can be consumed safely.
Good.
You probably have to like taste it a bit. You can't just like look at it and know instantly. But
Right.
unless it's so gross that you'd know.
Right. Okay, 1 turn recorded.
The walls of the damp cellar are black with mold, but you know that this mold is not particularly toxic, though you wouldn't want to start beating it and huffing the spores. Do you wish to spend a turn examining the barrels?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. You spend a turn examining the barrels. I believe it's been about 2 turns now. You find that some of these are still full, but the wine is of middling quality and not worth hauling out. However, you do find a small locked wooden case back here.
Ooh.
Like yay big, wooden.
Locked, you say?
Yes.
Let's have Manakan have a look at it.
I'll roll for it. I'm gonna roll. Remind me his number.
His number for delicate tasks and traps is 40, and
Right.
that's for finding stuff. And then open locks is 35.
All right. After a few minutes, during a turn has not continued, it's still the second turn, he successfully unlocks it and determines it is not trapped. He pops it open, revealing that it contains 3 bottles of 3 fine crystal bottles each of which contains looks to contain fine wine. The bottles themselves are of such appear to have been artfully sculpted, and are blown of extraordinarily high quality glass, as clear as spring water. Each one of those bottles is probably worth a significant sum of money.
Interesting.
Menachin tucks them safely away with a
Indeed.
glimmer in his eye.
All right. Whoever's keeping track of money, it's probably usually AJ's the treasurer. The 3 crystal
Yeah.
bottles in DLO2K have been found.
DLO2K, got it.
Okay, let's spend another turn actually searching the whole room, unless that was what we just did, Richard.
You did, or you spent a turn searching the entire room.
Okay. In that case, I guess this was just the wine cellar. Let's let's head back up.
You spend a turn navigating your way back to the surface, or not to the surface, but to the floor above. Boop.
Brings us to 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we need to navigate north of here and then take that northwest passage. Well, unless there's a quicker way to... Hold on, let me look at this map. Hold on a sec. Well, we have to go that way either way, but let me look here.
Okay.
Okay, it looked... Okay. The eastmost staircase down... Does that lead to a viable place?
Sorry,
You know what I mean?
Passage. Sorry,
Where it
East
says
Passage from where?
in the dance macabre to the east, southeast of that room. There's stairs down to level -2.
Yeah. We've been there.
Where are
I'm trying
those?
to remember which one it is.
What do those match up to?
I think, could be wrong, but I think that matches up to the stairs that are to the west of the big passage to the Rolling Cloister. The big diagonal one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 100% sure, but I think that's where it goes.
Okay. What we want to do is get our way down to Ruined Cloister level -2. So
Well,
that
that's the
means-
quickest way to get us there, I think.
Yeah, so let's go in that. Yeah, in that case, we are going. We are going. Yeah, Northwest Passage. Then hang that little jog to the northeast,
Mm-hmm.
and then east from there to the Dance Macabre room.
All right. Check the distances real fast. Are you going to move at a cautious pace or at a brisk?
Yes, cautious
Okay.
pace.
All right. 2 turns will pass.
Cautious pace, also known as dungeon sprint.
Yep.
Dungeon waddle. As you approach, you see that the Danse Macabre has come to life again. Before you is a mob of skeletal figures knit together by lively green swamp grime, dancing as though in ecstasy. They are silent save for the clicking of their wet mossy heel bones on the stone. At the you become aware of them, and they become aware of you at more or less the same moment. They turn on you with a tremendous and primordial ecstasy. And at that moment, we roll initiative.
Yeah, I'd like to declare
Raise your
turning.
Yes, thank you for reminding me that spells have to be declared before initiative. Neither of you are surprised. Does anyone want to cast a spell?
I would like to turn undead.
Okay. Magnus and Zolatan.
I feel confident in this turn on dead, so I'm not going to devote a spell slot to it.
Alrighty.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember we just kind of waltzed through here before, so I don't think this is going to be too big of an issue.
And forgive me, Richard. I did not actually plan out my spells yet. I was in the middle of doing that and got distracted. So I'm also
forgive
not.
you.
I'm not
Just-
declaring a spell.
I'll have the same spell carry as always for the record. I haven't changed it in a
Alright,
while.
Let me go ahead
Magnus might be
Down your
undergoing
actual
spell changes soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta adjust the scale on that thing so it actually fits.
Those books that we found were so awesome.
Yeah, that's a real game changer.
It's actually really scary because
It's very scary. It's terrifying, actually.
Very. There's enough power in those books to destroy a small country.
And
Certainly
we
to
happen to live in a small country.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's like it's certainly to overturn a small country of like ours.
Charm Monster would be crazy.
Yeah.
Fear would be insane.
But token, light. One of you idiots has to have like an actual light source.
As always, I've got that little that magic lantern.
Alright. Now that spells have been determined, including Magnus, who unfortunately is not casting a spell because he's chosen not to or he doesn't have one queued up just now. Now we roll initiative.
Okay, this part I can.
You guys go first. The skeletons must be preoccupied with their dance. They are slow to react.
Okay.
I guess we set up a defensive perimeter and just kind of hope that the turn undead just kind of solves the problem. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I think we should still take some shots if we can, right? Is there
Yeah.
is there a
You can
thing?
take you can take shots from this entranceway, and then the front line can hold it for you, help you hold it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get up in the
monoculars.
front line for a change, since I'm not
Okay.
casting.
Actually, your hit points should be full by now.
Oh yes.
All right. Anyone who's taking a shot, let me know.
I'll
Okay.
do the sling.
I shall as well.
We're
And
not
so will
gonna-
Pasling.
All right. The armor class you are targeting is 11.
Okay, we got one hit.
Semi-anal hit.
All right.
The Cross of St. Christopher is not on this, the magical treasures spreadsheet, and I actually technically don't know what it does, and I always forget.
Well, we'll have to fix that soon, but I can tell you what it.
Should be.
I think it just applies damage on my turning.
It gives you a slight bonus to your turns as well. Whoever's bearing it.
Looks like both me and Praderi rolled max damage with our bow shots.
Nice.
Well done.
I still need to roll for Pasling.
All right. So, okay, I'm gonna trust you guys to do some accounting here. AJ, how many hits did you get, and what damage did they do?
2 hits for 6 and 2. No, I'm sorry. For 6 and 3 damage.
All right, that's a kill and an injure. Yeah. All right, Colin, how many hits did you get? What damage did they do?
1 hit, 2 damage.
All right, that is randomly pick a target. Odd. That is an injure. All right, Christopher, Reverend Christopher, how many hits did you get? What damage did they do?
0 hits, 0 attacks, 0 damage.
All right, and Zolatan, Monakin, how many hits? How much damage did they do?
1 hit for 6.
All right, that's a kill. Gonna flip these guys over. All right, that is the movement and missile phase. I'm going to assume you guys choked up in the entranceway a little bit to block.
I'll get up front.
Yes. Just
Fight me.
move you guys. Okay. The remaining skeletons move into combat. They are unable to penetrate the choke point effectively. I'm going to roll. This attack is versus Praderi. It's a complete whiff. Natural 1 for minimum damage. Praderi, you're not sure if it's trying to kill you or dance with you.
Maybe they're just
Pasling
chilling.
is attacked.
Oh no, they're not chilling.
They are unable to penetrate her defenses forever, because I believe her armor class is very strong. And Zoltan is attacked, but also they are not able to penetrate the defenses. Now, roll for turning.
If she's a 17 AC.
Okay.
17.
That is almost certainly going to do it. All right, you get a +2 bonus to your turn undead check, so that is effectively a 19. It will definitely target. Roll to see how many hit dice of undead are turned.
Which is 2d6.
To the best of my knowledge, yes. All right, that is
That was-
2d16. Try that again.
Lamau. Here we go, 7.
Okay.
That's all of them.
All right. They are all turned. Let's see how many and I'm going to just roll 1d6 several times to see if any of them survive.
That roll could have turned wraiths, fun fact.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
I'm built different.
Okay.
Obliterated.
Obliterated.
If one of them tries to run away from me, I try to crush him.
This one is obliterated. Also, the others mostly survive. Go ahead and take your attack of opportunity, Zoltan. The others scamper away.
I believe I get a 6 on that.
What is their movement rate?
Same as yours, 12.
Okay.
They're quite brisk.
Agile.
All right, 4
All right.
damage, I guess.
Obliterated.
Nice.
Crunchy.
Got one.
The skeletons are routed and scamper off into the distance. We can roll initiative to see if you wish. We can roll initiative to see if you can press the attack and destroy them next turn, or we can just let them flee and assume that the encounter is resolved. Depends how bloodthirsty you're feeling. But you've already got all the experience points for defeating them.
Party caller?
Well, where do they have to run exactly?
They could probably run farther to the east. They could huddle they could go hide in their coffins up here.
I mean, why not finish them off?
All right. Roll initiative real quick.
Run them
Or
down.
wait. Spells. Spells.
No.
And these. Okay.
I don't suppose a secondary turn would do anything.
It actually no. You can just do it again.
I actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can't turn. There's specific rules on turning, but that might be an Osric thing.
Osric definitely has specific rules for turning, but let me tell you, Swords of Wizardry doesn't have specific rules for anything.
Yeah.
For better or for good or ill. But at any rate, this place is not so unholy that you are unable to turn a second time.
Well,
Okay.
unfortunately, I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, let's see if they beat that.
I'm gonna be casting flail.
They do beat that. They scamper away and they go hide in these hide in the coffins up here.
All right. Well, let them be then. Let's head down those stairs.
All right.
It's the rightmost stairs, right?
I believe so, yes.
It'll get us somewhere.
These ones.
Alrighty.
We'll get us
If
somewhere.
all else fails, down.
I'm gonna test something real fast.
It has been 1 hour since we
Yeah, it
started.
does instantly transmit us. Okay, so you spend another turn in movement. And down to...
He said it's been an hour. Does that mean a rest, or is that every 3 hours?
Is that a rule in this system that you need a rest every
It's new
hour?
to me.
It is actually, but it's not. It follows the rule that you just stated, Richard.
If you find me the page reference, I will gladly pay more attention to it.
The page reference says some DMs like to do it every turn, or like to do it, rest. Anyway, yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Don't worry about it. You scamper down the stairs into more familiar territory. 1 hour has passed. After the fight also consumes technically 10 minutes, but you scamper downstairs after a brief fight and have a breather. Okay.
I already
An
did.
hour has
What do we
passed.
find?
Thank you. Yeah.
No fight.
Where do you go from here?
Well, where are we?
You're in the Hall of the Brothers. If your recollection is any good, a plaque at the end of this big vaulted hallway over here reads "The Hall of the Brothers." Over here, you've got the lot of standing coffins leaned up against the walls. Though at this point, you're pretty certain that none of them contain anything valuable.
I don't think I can see your.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
I'm
it's on
sorry.
First level. That
Yeah,
is
my
the
bad,
big
my bad.
hallway
Okay.
that we're shooting to be at, though.
Yes.
Brothers.
I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. In fact, I'm pretty confident I'm not. Okay, here we go.
I love shift
Okay,
click. It's
so
so
it
helpful.
was what I thought it was.
Yes.
I guess I got to draw these coffins in here. I kind of don't want to.
You really don't. I absolve you. Draw no coffins.
Just write the word coffins.
I'm gonna do that.
You don't even have to do that.
We will head east and then northeast.
All right. Da.
I'm gonna need annotations with timestamps on each map.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. You spend a turn in cautious movement, advancing.
Okay, so that brings us to cloister level -2.
Alternatively, we can always assume that every room has coffins.
Probably correct.
Might save us some time.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 here.
This place is pretty coffin packed.
All right,
You spend a turn in
will-
cautious movement and advance to here.
Yeah,
You
advance
leave the-
further.
Do you leave the door open or closed behind you?
Open.
Okay. Da-da, 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 da-da.
Right.
All right.
Okay, these guys are dead carcasses, I guess.
Yep, still sticky. It's starting to really rot at this point.
All right, we are proceeding forward down this
All right.
same passageway.
All right, I need one of you guys to roll me a 1d6.
Brother Chris?
Father Chris, roll me a 1d6. You are not surprised
Sweet.
as one of the carcasses lurches to
I
life.
knew this would happen.
Gotta burn them. Burn them next time. All that
I've
black
got it.
smoke filling up these hallways.
All right.
Black, acrid, undead burning smoke.
Okay. All right.
Do you have a pyrotechnics, Zoltan?
Nope. I can make people think they're on fire, but that's it.
Okay.
All right. Roll initiative. You are not surprised, neither are they. In fact, you guys are...
One.
We'll see how this goes.
Still not surprised. We just don't go first.
Yes.
Sorry, this is an undead dude?
Yes, you can turn.
I'd like to turn.
All right.
Okay. Let me roll my initiative.
Where is this guy?
Sorry, you guys are here.
Okay. And where's
But
the
there's
one
just
that
one
popped out?
You don't know how many are undead. All of
Oh.
them are starting to stir.
Oh.
Not till I turn.
Oh no. Oh, these. Oh no. Okay. Oh god.
If these are zombie or skeleton tier, they're automatically turned.
Your odds are good. Let's find out together.
Given
The
that I'm
front-
right
the
next to one, I'm not going to start casting because it might just grab me.
You're right. Magnus is in a similar position. All right. So the frogmen have the initiative. They spend their movement turn rising up. Their bodies are rotten. Their eyes are vacant. They are animated by some unholy power. Bile and rot drips from their jaws like saliva. They spend almost all of their movement just getting to their feet. They can't even fully attack. The ones that aren't adjacent to you can't even move to attack you. The ones that are adjacent to you, however, can. Now, it is your movement turn.
Magnus is not going to give them a free attack. So there's no direction I can move that doesn't take me next to one of
Take
those.
that, nerds.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, it is what it is. Let's do this thing. He draws his dagger.
Yeah, get the dagger out. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
Spells, but not out of options.
Those few which are in hand-to-hand combat this turn are able to attack. They attack blindly. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom, from left to right. First is this guy. I'm just going to zoom to him. Going to randomly choose who it attacks. From 1 or 2 is Semyon, 3 or 4 is Sindarn, 5 or 6 is Magnus. It's a 6. It rolls a natural 1 and claws ineffectually at Magnus's robes, pressing against him, regurgitating biliousness. This frogman, 1 or 2 is Zoltan, 2 or 3 is Praderi, 5 or 6 is Pasling. A 4, it targets Praderi. It misses.
Yeah.
And this one, sadly, only has Malakan to go after. And I think that hits on an 18. If an 18 hits Monacan, Monacan suffers 4 points of damage as the creature grips his ankle and pulls itself to his feet at his expense, clawing at him as it goes.
Monacan curses.
All right. That is the end of the melee attack phase on their side. Now you guys can do melee attacks. First,
Gotta go after the one that's going after. That's right in front of me.
All right. Roll damage. Its armor class is. Let's see.
6 on that.
Armor class is
8.
13.
Wait, what? Oh, it says Sindarin, but that was mine.
Yeah.
13, you said?
Yeah. Remember to hit escape a couple times to unselect to make sure you're not selecting anyone else.
Yep.
Yes, the target is 13.
Demian misses with the spear.
Magnus misses.
Things are going great so far.
Are they CR1?
They are unfortunately 2 hit die creatures. Actually, they're 3 hit die creatures.
Yeah, they're rolling +3 on their attacks, I saw.
Monacan hits.
Excellent.
Dairy hits as well for 8 with Tomb Sword. Hasling is going to miss.
All right. One moment. Okay. So Monacan hits for how much damage?
Max damage, 9.
Ooh.
I'm pogging right now.
And how much did Praderi do again?
2 very solid hits.
Yes. It's like cutting into a rotten apple. Effluence erupts out of them and puddles onto the floor. It feels unnaturally filthy.
This is why I don't get a bite attack.
Oh, look.
It's one of the reasons I
You're
stopped
not
bringing Rex down here. He kept on having to take disgusting bites of creatures. It's just like, oh. I felt bad after a while.
Understandable.
Buddy, spit that
All
out.
right. Turning check time.
Yes. 2d10. 19. 21 effectively.
That will certainly hit.
That
So these guys.
roll a new max.
All right. So roll 2d6. What's your clerical level again?
5. I got a 6.
All right. Well, you definitely hit it.
Good.
That
All right. And,
could have turned a specter.
all right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that turns all but 1.
What? Get him, fellas.
All right. Roll 1d6 for me for the damage.
Oh, by all means. 6 damage.
Max.
Man.
Wow.
Listen.
Rolling hot over here.
I don't always hit, but sometimes.
Okay. Obliterated. Wounded. Wounded. And of course turned. I'm just gonna tap them briefly to indicate that they are turned.
Just turn them.
They're turned.
Literally, I'm literally turning them. The ones which have been destroyed by the turning catch flame and burn and the fluids running within them burn away to a fine white ash, leaving dry skin and bones that collapse to the earth. These ones are likewise scorched and begin to stagger away, recoiling. This is the only one which has not been turned. And I mark it as not dead as a result. All right.
Is this the end?
This is the end of this round. For the second round, does anyone want to cast a spell?
Yeah, I'll just melee it.
Okay. You're gonna have to move. So I'm gonna assume you're gonna move into melee because
That's right.
the one that you were. Okay, gotcha. Magnus.
Magnus will continue to stab at it with his dagger.
Understood. All right, Magnus,
Well-
please roll initiative.
I was going to say,
Oh wait, yeah, go ahead, continue.
if you guys wanted to chase down these ones up here, we could chase down these ones down there.
Okay, I'll chase one.
We got Yeah, we got Magnus and Semyon to.
I assume
And
Magnus
Andy, I guess.
is not satisfied with being left to his stabbing.
Yeah, you might want to have someone assist him in the stabbing.
Just
Well,
really,
Monaco's
really indignant
doing it.
stabbing like Joe
True,
Pesci.
true.
If
right.
if I run after these guys, will I take an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine because I can't attack him anyway. I got a flail, and it's not enough space.
Okay.
That sucks.
Is what it is.
I think you can attack him at a negative to your attack roll or something
Yeah, but
like
that's
that.
late.
Yeah, I'd let you take the swing. Flail's not that unwieldy.
You
At
miss
any rate,
every single
Just
shot.
don't
that
bring
you
the
don't
mage.
take.
Whatever. Okay. You guys have the initiative. So first, movement and missile fire. Looks like everyone who is in, basically everyone is in a position. Pasling, moving or shooting.
Moving.
Okay, move them. Likewise, Praderi, moving or shooting.
Moving.
All right. Colin, moving or shooting.
Melee.
Okay.
Go after this one.
Sindarin, move or shoot.
I'm gonna take my lumps. I'm gonna move.
Okay. Quick attack of opportunity. A 14. That doesn't hit you, I think.
The
Okay.
three of you could take on this thing, I'm sure.
Likewise. And Zola
Oh wait,
moves.
no one's on that one. Can I change my mind and go after this one?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And Magnus is holding position. All right. They are also, none of them are in a position to move or shoot as they are now all entangled in melee. Okay. Melee phase. Praderi, roll a hit. Actually, everyone rolled a hit. Their armor class is 13. And then when you're all done, I'll loop back and we'll find out who hit.
Semyon gets a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
Very good, very good.
Praderi also got a crit.
All right. Crits aren't a thing, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, it hits.
All right.
14.
Well, how much damage did you do?
8.
Well, you killed it.
I got
All right. How much damage did Pasling do?
Pasling did 3.
All right. She doesn't kill it, but she does wound it. All right. Semyon hits. How much damage did Semyon do? 3, you say?
3. Yeah,
All right.
3.
Solid wound. Did Monacan hit?
Monacan hit for 6.
Ooh, that's pretty good. It's almost down. Magnus could potentially take it out with one good stab.
Magnus missed.
Oh.
Oh, alas. All right, Zoltan, roll for grapple.
3 damage. Or wait, should I have rolled it as a grapple? I wasn't sure if I just did it as a normal attack.
Your grapple is one of your normal attacks.
It's
how much?
confusingly.
What did you roll for damage?
3.
2d4, and that's your squishy attack. Okay, yeah. So you squish him for 3 damage, but he survives. But it makes a big wet squinch. Sindarin, did you hit? And if so, how much damage?
I did not hit. I rolled a natural 1.
Alas, big whiff. All right, this one is going to attempt a last-ditch flail at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at Monacan. And it hits for 3 damage, leaving him with 14 hit points.
He's a bit chunky.
All right, no one casts any spells this round, so that is the turn. All right.
Rolled a 3 for initiative. Oh, I'm not declaring any spells. Magnus is pissed off.
Yeah, and everyone's in melee. No one's spellcasting. All right, you guys go first.
It's just a dark, just horrible, shadow-filled, just
Ugh.
hallway full of echoing, clattering sounds and just chunky, like splattering sounds.
I assume he's just like yelling in like
Yeah,
a language
yeah,
we don't
it's
even know.
Some sort of horrible, like, undead frog tongue. Ugh.
All right. I'm going to save us all some time. You guys beat them to death. At this point, you guys are going to keep running them down and beating them senseless. And I assume at this point, what are you going to do with the bodies?
Well, just leaving them there didn't work, so we
What
better
are we
do
gonna
something
do
a
with
little
the
bit more
bodies?
final with them.
Set fire to him.
All right.
Yep.
Let's make sure that they
we-
are underneath the this thing. There's a vertical shaft, which we could use as a chimney,
Oh, great.
and it's gonna smoke out whoever's above us. But whatever. I don't think they're people. It's fine.
We should also be cautious because we are very close to the flammable room.
That's a good point. Maybe we could pile them into the flammable room and set them fire in there.
One way
That's
to find
actually
out.
not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
Okay, you do that. It works really well, actually.
Outstanding. I'm full of good ideas today.
I have selected their tokens. My finger is over the delete key. Hang on a second. Let me make sure you guys are in a position to see this as it unfolds.
Now have a crematorium.
Behold.
Oh, wait.
Boop.
All right.
They're
wrong one.
gone. Gone forever. No more can I be creative with those tokens because those tokens are gone. Actually, let me
Outstanding.
undo that real fast so I can keep track of how many guys that was. Okay, so 1, 2,
They're
3, 4,
back.
5.
Whoever
Oh,
threw the torch
8
has
guys.
successfully cast Fireball.
All right, Colin, write down. They destroyed
8
8
undead frogmen.
8 undead frogmen. Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
A turn passes for resting.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I bring back
That's just automatic turn after every combat.
pretty much.
Great.
All right. So yeah, northeast we go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, da.
Stairs up, you say?
Stairs down.
Oh,
Those are stairs
dear.
down. Oh my goodness gracious! All right,
Hang on a
well,
second.
we'll put a pin in that for now and head east.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll find out. Okay, got it. I don't have to say anything because we'll either see it or we won't.
Okay.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah, it connects to the frog room. Well, the
Perfect.
frog room isn't really specific enough in a place like this, but the one room was where we found them candelabras.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
The
You
deep
proceed-
shrine to the frog
Yes.
god.
Let
Yes.
us, since we know what that room is, let us go north instead of south.
All right.
Okay, there's all sorts of things happening here.
Yes.
Oh no.
There are 2 chambers. To your north, you see something you see something peculiar. There is a statue of a hooded monk that watching over what looks like some pedestals. You can see a few odd objects on them. A potion vial and a skull. To your east, you see slime and glowing fungus cover the floor and walls. The air is wet, and the air stinks of rot. The rough stone pillars support the low ceiling of these irregularly hewn chambers. You see the residue of what must have been the habitations of the frog people you have contested with in the past, and which now seem to be gone.
What
What is this potion?
yeah. Are
wanna go-
there any marks on the skull?
Yeah,
You
let's
move forth to go
let's
closely
move in.
examine this area.
Yeah, let's move in.
A turn passes of movement as you the process of moving from like over here to over here takes 1 turn. You can see that there are 4 pedestals here. This one holds I'm not sure what this looks like from your perspective. Let me check this real quick. Token. Yeah, always for everyone. On this pedestal rests a dagger. On this pedestal rests a potion. On this pedestal rests a nugget of molten iron. And on this pedestal nestles a human skull. There's no writing on it.
It's actually molten, like it's hot. Like we walk up near it.
Yeah, if you move to grab it, you're pretty sure it will hurt you badly if you put it in your hand.
Got it. And these are also stairs down, or are they up?
Yes, they are also down. Given the geometry, it seems likely they moved to similar locations.
Seems that way.
The statue. Are there any marks on it? Or is there anything in its hands?
You turn your gaze to the statue, and you see that upon the floor near it, there is a ring around it on the floor of mosaic, which reads something in a language which is unfamiliar to you.
Oh,
Oh.
it's not the language of chaos or serpent language.
Unfamiliar to Broderi. Magnus turns his gaze to it and deciphers it as the Circle of Exchanges. Brother Arn sees to his amusement, which I will
what
copy
language is
paste
that?
into the chat. The Chaos tongue
Oh, okay.
of.
I gotta just quit brig and read languages. I don't need it.
Yeah,
I actually
doesn't
brought
even
it
need a
too.
spell.
I actually brought read languages just in case.
I should use it more often. Oh,
Learning the chaos speak is paid for itself.
Real.
it's a convenient
Yeah.
application of knowledge.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Exchanges.
Wonder if these two staircases lead to the same place.
Okay, where are the words?
They're written on a circle around on the. There's a circle on the floor around this this statue.
A
Yeah,
dice.
I see it.
It's
Okay.
in mosaic, and the writing is in mosaic around that in that circle.
And it's in the language of chaos.
Yes,
Who the heck is Brother Arn?
it may be the
this
hood.
monk.
Yeah.
The monk seems a plausible theory. He looks
So,
brotherly.
so this place was never never a place of the light then?
It seems unlikely.
Wow.
Do you think this is like the beginning to that Indiana Jones movie where you have to like quickly replace a thing
Uh,
with the exchange?
Better know older than light. Crazy.
I'm unwilling to experiment with any of these pedestals right now.
yeah.
No. Pick up the red hot
It's-
iron. Put it in your mouth.
The statue's
cool with that.
hands are they like out as if waiting to hold something, or
No, they appear to be clasped in prayer. As you approach it and look at it closely, you can see that there is a face, somewhat weathered by time, hidden under the hood, and the face is smirking.
Yeah,
He was amused.
I don't see the need to even mess with it at the moment. The only
Magnus
question.
the potion.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah, this would be a perfect use of a commune.
Yeah, there's another thing we can put a pin in.
Yeah.
We do see also. Let's go fill out. Let's go into that room to the southeast.
All right, brisk or cautious.
Always cautious. Default
Alright.
cautious.
All right. A turn is passed in movement.
Okay, this should fill in another gap on the map there.
This place is crudely hewn, but the thick, pillarly supports make it seem very solid. You're confident this place is in no danger of collapse. Unsurprising given how old this place is. If it was going to collapse, it would have done so long ago.
Oh, baby just had a bump.
Are they alright?
Yeah, it's one of those things that happens all the time, but
Yes.
never happy when it does.
Expressing their feelings loudly.
Yes.
Sincerely, but loudly.
Quite sincerely. All right, so northeast we go.
Okay.
So hang on, it was a hot iron, a skull. It was a hot iron, a skull, a potion, and what was the fourth one?
Dagger.
Dagger.
A dagger.
Right.
I put it in the
Le dag.
Alright. You traverse the northeast.
Draw this crap. Is this down?
There is a great pit in this room. This chamber is a bare and simple place. To the east, beyond some pillars, you can see stairs descending to the east, and letters above the portal declare, in two languages, both the language of chaos and a older script of Woldish, to Rappan Athuk, the dungeon of graves. Beware, O pilgrim, of this journey. There is a
Alright.
corroded iron grill over this large round opening. Pay no attention to the squareness on the map, it's an illusion. Actually, it's quite round. There's a system of winches and pulleys which might have once been used to enable lowering into this pit, but doesn't appear to be in the strongest of states. Do you wish to approach? It will not consume a turn to go nearer.
Yeah.
You go nearer. You hold aloft your torches, magical and otherwise, and gaze into the pit. Far below you, some 50 feet, you see a pit containing several rotted corpses. They're covered by a thick layer of gelatinous slime.
Okay. Let's pause consultation. We go down, but which stairs do we take down? My vote would be these stairs right here, because they have the sign. And I'm curious to see what lies behind the official sign to Rappan Athuk.
Aren't we like really far from Rappan Athuk?
No.
It has many entrances.
And also,
No.
technically, and I could be wrong about this, I'm not sure we've actually seen actual Rappan Athuk.
I have interest in not going down the stair by the statue because that one seems ill-omened, but the other one, to peek. But yeah, ultimately
Is in the one right
going
next to
down
us?
the stair. No, the
No.
the other one. To the
Yeah,
west.
leftmost, just past the
Yeah.
frog, zombie
But
frog.
yeah, ultimately this staircase is drawing Perderi's
Okay.
attention. Right.
All right. Well,
the one next to us.
just for the sake of time, because we are moving at a cautious pace everywhere, let's go ahead down here for now, and then we'll make sure to hit that one on the way back, unless we're running for our lives.
All right. You proceed forward with caution, spending a turn in careful exploration of this passage to Rappan Athuk. The passage is long and twisted and winding. You spend a full 10 minutes in descent and seem to get no closer to any destination. Well, that's not true. You definitely get closer to a destination, but you definitely don't see anything ahead of you.
It's the second hour.
All right. You spend another turn in travel to the winding and twisting corridor. It begins to straighten out into a long, thin passage. Let me check something specific. Be with you in one moment.
Perderi bemoans the evil of this temple and wonders aloud if it shall ever see the peace of the light.
As I feared, every single one of these dungeons seems to connect to every single other one. A truly lightless empire.
This is important work. We shall conquer, my friend.
Okay.
The light will conquer all in the end, but the path is difficult.
Oh, and they wouldn't have built it like this if they didn't fear the light. Because it's a lightless passage from everywhere to everywhere.
You have proceeded for 30 minutes and the tunnel still winds onward. You suspect you could walk for another 30 minutes still without reaching your destination, considering how far Rappan Athuk stands.
So,
Are you
We
sure you wish to
continue.
continue?
Yes.
Okay, you continue another 30 minutes. It becomes very clear to you that this is going to be a journey of days and not minutes.
I need more paper.
Everyone has rations, right?
Enough for a week.
For a week?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're definitely talking about, like, entering the final dungeon, so to speak. We're not necessarily fighting Diablo, but we're entering the final dungeon.
This is not the first time we've encountered a passage that took days to traverse.
It's the first one that says it's going to Rappan Athuk, though.
I was gonna say, is this the first time we've seen like, hey, this is like a named version of entrance? Because the other sections were like the mausoleum and the well and the gut, right?
Haven't we
Well, we
been...
named...
Okay.
Have we ever been? Didn't we
No.
find a side passage at one point or something? No.
Yeah,
I don't think
anything
so.
else has identified itself as Rappan Athuk.
But
Nervous.
yeah, I mean, unless you guys, if you want to turn back, we can.
I wish I
Let's
had a
turn
better
back.
sense
Let's
of
turn
how
back for now.
far.
We'll turn back for now, and
if we don't shine a light here, then who else shall?
well,
Maybe we should
it's
build a
just
little
a matter.
barricade.
It's not. Well, I mean, I'm willing to go forward. I got the rations. So the question is, what we're gonna meet when we
Father
get
Chris,
there.
I need you to tell me, even or odd.
Even.
One moment. All right, here we are. It's all going to be fine.
The light will win in the end.
A long enough timeline.
Nothing bad will ever happen to the Kennedys. Come
I'm
on.
gonna start rolling a new character.
Back and to the left.
This is how it.
Back and to the left.
Is this the end?
While we're waiting on this, I didn't get I was sort of distracted while he was explaining what was beneath that grate. What did we see down there?
Rotting
Bodies covered in
corpses.
slime.
Oh,
Bad
good.
things, mostly.
Good.
Can't
I hate if there was
recommend.
something
All
nice.
right. Why would anything nice ever happen? All right. You have been navigating this tunnel for some 30 minutes when you begin to wonder if it makes sense to turn back or not. You enter into discussion among yourselves. Father Chris, I need you to roll a 1d6.
Is that another 30 minutes on top of what you already
No.
said?
Just the
It's a
exact 30
1.
minutes. All right. One moment.
Which is good for us. What we wanted.
Hang on a minute. I gotta adjust some things here. Figure. Lighting. Token vision is on. Fog exploration is off. Save changes. Okay, which things here are emitting light? Just you. Basic background light should be dark. Okay. One moment. Let me get your characters on this.
Oh, there's just Blorpert out there.
Just a little reminder.
He's just out
He's
there.
always in
It's
our
like that
hearts.
episode of Star Trek with Lazarus where he just gets caught between the dimensions for all time. Spoilers.
He's just out there. I like how he's got the face of someone who is trapped there forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, that is also just Blorpert's face.
The whole
It really
universe
is.
runs on Blorpert's eternal confusion.
Yeah, has anyone checked to see if Lorpert isn't connected by a finger-like tentacle?
all the
I'd be
parts.
honest. I'd be shocked
All
if
the
he hadn't
parts.
checked, honestly, given what I know about him.
Oh, Magnus always has his eye on any member of the Pert family that shows up.
Those freaking
Oh no,
goats.
not again.
Darkness begins to fall over the passageway in front of you. 1 second. Let me just nail down some real fast walls. Come on. As though some power is snuffing out the light ahead of you, absorbing it. begins to grow closer. Caller. The party is in a very long tunnel, hundreds of feet long, leading from, presumably, the citadel older than names to Rappan Athuk. Ahead of you, your area is lit by several sources of continual flame. Ahead of you, the light is being swallowed up by sources of darkness, which appear to be appearing once in a while, as though someone is drawing ink-black cloaks over the passageway ahead of you that swallow all light. What do you do?
This at all.
Fireball.
All right.
Whoa.
Wait, are you sure that we're in an enclosed space?
I can do fairy fire instead. That might be safer.
How high is the
As
ceiling?
a
Can I turn it?
introductory.
The wizard cast fireball.
I'll tell you the good news is, this chamber is roughly as wide as you see it is, so it's almost 20 feet wide, so it's probably not going to explode and kill you. The downside is that you're not totally sure what you're going to hit. Please pick a spot within the darkness and tell me where you want the fire to detonate.
Right, it's not
Right
that
here?
enclosed. It's not like we're caving.
Okay. Okay.
Let's actually look at the wording for fireball on this.
All right.
It's gonna spill
But-
outside of that, but hopefully not to here.
Okay.
I'm happy I'm standing in the back.
Father Chris, Magnus, describe the spell. What's your spell signature? What's it look like when we see for the first time the intersection of the fireball spell and Magnus's unique method of doing magic?
There's the sound of what maybe not too many people. Well, no, let's see here. It sounds like a match striking. Little things that Magnus has made. And then suddenly a horrible smell, like maybe he burned a little bit of his beard, and then a sudden orange flash, and then that gets lobbed over y'all's heads. Disappears into the darkness. It's just a little globe the size of maybe a bead. A globe
And
of
then-
burning fire.
And then
Classic.
And then,
Well, let's find out together.
It'll blow up.
and then a tremendous explosion is massive fire. I don't know if it's hidden behind the darkness or what. I suppose fire would just start like exuding from within the darkness unless it killed whatever was generating it.
yes, a brief thumping flash of light and heat erupts through.
24 damage.
Wow.
The ground around at the edge of the darkness is scorched black, but still glistens in the light. So you know that whatever you called forth was it's quite distinct visually from the darkness which was called up. However,
It doesn't matter.
whatever force is doing it did not seem to be perturbed.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's run.
All right.
Yeah,
Was I
yeah.
not able to try turning it?
Oh, please roll a turning check.
And Semyon will use fairy fire in that area to see if it will illuminate it.
Effectively 8.
I forgot to declare
Alright.
any spells.
Okay. Effectively 8. Let me think about how best to describe this. I'm going to review the rules of this thing real quick. Combat. Turning check. There's it. Okay. So you get an 8. Okay. It's like you're trying to... It's like you swing an axe in an attempt to cut something, but it doesn't bite at all. You can feel it deflect. Like trying to cut something much too hard for your blade. The fairy fire takes effect. Hang on a minute. Gonna be a little fancy here.
Fire is such a good spell. It's a good spell when it does when it's needed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
I
very
figure
mid
since
spell.
we're in like caverns a lot, but hopefully, well, you just if there's invisible things, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fighting an invisible thing is worth reserving. It's such a ball, like it's worth reserving.
Oh.
Fairy Fire.
I was
Oh.
hoping maybe
Oh
not.
no!
I was hoping maybe not.
Oh,
We gotta leave right
no.
now. We
Let's
gotta get
go,
out of here
guys.
right now.
What is it?
Let's not even name it. Let's just go.
It's a demon.
It's a little late for that. The creature, the thing, is at first seems a shapeless morass of shadows. Then it opens eyes, many eyes, too many eyes, and extends legs, too many legs. Flares wings, wings full of teeth. Its mouth opens and tongues stretch out, all of them ending in little fangs. It emits a song, a beautiful song, like the whippoorwill. And it prepares to move towards you with malice. Roll initiative, please. Actually, first, does anyone wish to cast a spell?
Phantasmal Force.
Planet.
Second.
Does it show any effect from the fireball?
No.
Thank you for turning that on, Richard.
I figured it would be useful.
I've got this scroll of holy word.
What does that do?
It is a scroll which casts the spell Holy Word, which, let's see. Speaking of a holy word, dramatically affects all those creatures within the range of its divine power. Creatures of fewer than 5 hit dice are slain. Creatures of 5 to 8 hit dice are stunned for 2d10 turns, and creatures with 9 to 12 hit dice are deafened for 1d6 turns. Creatures with 13 or more hit dice are unaffected, but probably impressed.
I think it has more than 13 hit
I think
die.
impressing it is a good idea.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
then I would like to declare another turn if I can.
I don't think it's undead.
No, it's
Yeah.
You
not.
can attempt to turn demons, but I don't think you specifically have what the chops to turn a demon.
Well, maybe
He
he'll
does
roll
have
max.
a holy symbol that might be able to help. I don't know. Perderi's shield arm and shoulder ache at the sight, and he is terrified, but also he knows what he must do. And he cries out, stray not far, hold faith. We shall prevail, we shall survive.
Are we still in the spell declaration phase?
Yes.
Charm monster.
All right. Understood.
It's worth remembering that
Oh man.
I'm ready to be martyred.
I know. You keep
Good.
talking about that. You won't shut up about it.
Well, I got good news.
Dibs on first sacrifice so you guys can run away. All right.
All right.
Accepted.
No, don't come back.
Charm monster.
No.
Your charm. What's Zoltan? What spell, if any spell?
Phantasmal Force.
Okay. And Sindarin, what spell, if any?
Turn on dead or
Okay. And Colin, you've got your fairy fire lighting it up so it cannot hide in the darkness. Yeah.
Wait, Phantasmal
And I don't
Force
think-
isn't useful against a single target. I'm just gonna use magic missile.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. I'm sorry to bust everyone's bubble, including my own. Is this a living creature?
It's a demon.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
I mean, it really all depends on the cosmology, as Richard
What is your
understands
plan?
it. So, well, the
You
plan
probably.
is, if it's not a living creature, I can't cast the spell. So
I don't think Charm Monster will work on it, and
Okay.
honestly, you probably don't either. It's
Okay.
not.
All right, that's fine. Let's
Sorry.
get it out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing from the fireball. Immune to my fireball.
Either that or you missed.
Missed.
Possible.
It might
Well,
not
if
have
it's
entered that
saved,
spot.
if it saves, if it takes half damage normally and then saves for no damage or something, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe
Should
it
we
just
pull
has
out the picture?
resistance. God.
I mean, you fired into the darkness. Maybe you don't know if it was within the area of effect of your attack.
That's very true.
And just for a reminder, because I'm not sure, Colin, if you've witnessed it be used, but Praderi's armor emits a 10-foot radius of protection from evil. It cannot directly attack us or reach us if you're within that radius. It can try to indirectly affect us, though.
Yeah.
And you have a +1 to saving throws while you're within it.
Mm-hmm. I apologize for the science fiction-y vibe of the light radius, but it was the most obviously
it's great.
shielding.
I love it.
Oh, good.
It's
All right.
a little
Anyway,
Okay,
initiative
well,
time.
It is.
Then
Someone roll initiative.
Sorry.
Or tell me
Should
your
you
spell.
post the image?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with lightning bolt, I guess.
Hang on a second. Do I have the image? Actually, Tess, post the image.
Okay, I'll post it in the chat. The viewers
Thank
can't
you.
see it though.
Semyon won't have any spells to declare.
I think Fairy Fire was a good call.
No, yeah. Fairy Fire saved you guys from an awkward situation.
The situation's still awkward, just in a different way.
All right.
It's more immediately awkward now.
All right, I posted it in the chat.
Did you draw that test?
Yes.
He did.
That's really, really, really.
Which chest? Which chat?
Just the Otherworld
Yeah,
chat.
Otherworld Adventures.
All right. N.G.S.P. Rolled a 6 for initiative, so you want to roll a 6 to beat him.
Not a 6.
Okay.
That's the guy then, huh?
Okay.
This is
This is the guy.
N.G.S.P.
Oh, I
This
guess the
is the
viewers
guy.
can see it. It opened up in the. Right.
Right. Here's what happens. N.G.S.P. strides forward in a weird scuttling gait, and its hands reach down and wrench great stones out of the ground as it steps. Step, rip, and they fling them like cannonballs at Praderi as it approaches.
Yeah, I knew it.
I don't think it likes you, man.
Nope. And he will angle his shield and try to weather them.
All right. It approaches to the edge of the barrier and can come no closer. Will an AC 20 hit you?
Yes, it will.
All right. You take 1 point of damage
Ooh.
as
Okay.
a flying stone ricochets off your shield, catches the wing of your helmet, and twists it around in your head painfully.
What a dork.
It's a lot better than the 20-something he hit me with last time.
True. All right. Is anyone making ranged attacks?
Manakan will attempt it with +1 arrow.
All right. The arrows shine in the dark.
Very nice.
Armor class 2 hit is 19.
That's a miss.
All right.
Both attacks?
Yeah, he gets 2, remember.
Both attacks miss.
All right. Both arrows, each arrow is plucked from the air by the pinching claws at the end of a tongue and drawn back into its wings as though to be prepared to feather its nest later.
It wouldn't change any of those misses into a hit, but does the fairy fire net us a bonus to hit against this particular foe?
Let me remind myself exactly how that spell works. I'm sure that
I have it right here if you'd like me to read it.
no, I've got it. Yeah, let's say it grants a +1 to hit. That feels right. Well, I don't think a +1 will make a difference. Actually, it might, because its AC is only is 19. Menakin has at least some, I think has a +2 from his level, and
He
then
does.
+1 from his dexterity. And then another +1 from the ammunition would turn that into a hit.
You sure about that?
Pretty sure.
Okay, so 16, 17. I'm only getting to 18 from that.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're right.
okay.
I
don't suppose anyone
under.
rem- I don't suppose anyone
It's only
remembered to bring
+2.
those special candles. Did
Okay.
we even finish those?
What candle? I don't even know what he's talking about. Anyway,
The black candles.
all
There
right.
were some special countermeasures that we had proposed.
Is anyone going to move into melee with the thing?
Perduri interposes.
Hang on. I think you need to stay. You want to stay stationary
yeah.
to maintain as
Yeah.
much distance as possible.
I'm trying to make sure that I split the gap here.
Because it can't move towards us, maybe, unless it can. But you can move towards it, and then that reduces the distance.
Yeah.
You can split the distance.
You're
It's
right.
fine. It cannot preach. It cannot get to you.
Okay.
It's gonna do something over there.
Okay. He
Pretty
centers.
annoyed by that.
Asling doesn't have a magic weapon, actually.
Gosh, that's such a good drawing, dude.
Thanks.
It's so good. It's also absolutely terrifying.
Good.
Yeah.
It's some. I'm really proud of it.
Bird, horse plus eyes.
He did a fantastic job. Anyway, that fantastic job means you ill. So
Yes.
where were we?
Problems.
Whether or not Paslin could hit it.
Yeah, sorry. No, Pasling is going to remain where she is as well, but she is going to. No, never mind. Yeah, there's no magic items available for her to use. So she is just going to focus on defending the spellcasters.
All right. All right. Semyon, what do you do?
I can move out of the way for Sindarin since I assume he's going to be.
Well,
in there.
here's the thing: is if this all ultimately starts really failing and he really starts throwing boulders, I'm gonna need you to start taking magic items from me, so that they can make it back to Kayden's rest. Because I think you have the strength to actually be able to carry some of this stuff. It would just be my flail and my cloak and my 2 cleric doodads, but I don't want to bring anybody down to 9.
Also, if I move closer, I don't think it can hit me. Just for reference.
Hard to say.
You want to try?
No, I don't think that. Let me.
Believe it or not, I actually don't want to try.
You weren't exactly immune to it last time.
Well,
Ooh.
I was outside of the radius of Father Bloombad last time. Is what happened, I believe.
Am I able to move
As-
through Sindarin to
Yes.
to this side? Okay. I'm making way for Magnus to do his thing, and then I don't have any magic weapons, so I can't really do much else. But I'll be ready to do whatever for Sindarin.
Yeah, the field blocks out all enchanted monsters such as elementals and demons.
N.G.S.P. encourages you to hurry up with your judgments because time's a waste.
That's my turn. So
Okay.
Right.
Okay. The melee phase passes. It cannot attack. None of you guys close to melee. The spellcasting phase unfurls.
Can I open up with magic missile, or you want to hit it with the lightning bolt first?
Oh no, let's give him an appetizer.
All right. I hit him with the old eye beams.
Even or odd?
Even.
Your eye beams deflect across its surface.
I see.
All right. All right. Magnus,
All right, here we
even
go.
or odd?
Even.
That's a pretty good roll.
The lightning bolt ricochets off of its surface, grounding itself into the ground. Its body shimmers.
Oh my god.
Your spells are ineffective.
It's time to go.
Gonna get my turn off real quick?
Yes. What's your turn? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Roll.
Effectively a 15.
All right, and reviewing that chart real quick. All right. And you're level 5?
Yes.
Afraid that your spell does not catch it. You can feel that this thing's your turning effect is beyond its power.
The other way around.
Does it brand it? Does it do damage to it?
No. All right.
So how'd you get away from it last time?
We ran for our lives and locked a door behind us with an arcane lock.
We have a door to lock up there.
You do not.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's run.
Next
Might
turn.
just could stop.
Who is
there,
declaring spells? It is beginning to. Its wings are beginning to move into an occult shape as it prepares to unleash some magical effect.
Oh no, it didn't do that last time. Oh no. Is it possible for me to cast Phantasmal Force to make some kind of BS
Yes.
barrier and also move?
Yes.
Okay, I do
you
that.
can cast and move.
I cast and move.
Okay. Magnus, what are you doing?
I cast Magic Missile and move.
All right. Broderi and Pasling, what are you doing?
Running.
Hasling will move with everyone.
No, sorry, no. I cast Web and move.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Pasling will move and continue to focus on defending the spellcasters, particularly Magnus. Broderi is going to make sure that everyone can get some distance before he will follow.
Okay.
Just not yet.
Broderi he's staying the cork. Okay. So you're going to try and disrupt the spell. Understood.
Yes.
Semyon, what are you doing?
I'll be moving whatever the max distance I can is.
Pretty far. Stindarin, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm dumping magic items on Semyon first before he starts sprinting away.
Sure, yeah.
Here,
We'll do that.
Take these precious things, and then I'm going in.
All right.
Oh boy.
So that's a flail +2, cloak plus.
I'm keeping the flail, believe it or not. It's a flail +1. It's not that great.
You're gonna need it.
All right.
Ideally, I'd like to knock this guy out of his spell casting. But
all right.
So cloak and 2 cleric doodads, you said?
And I have a potion of healing and the scroll of holy word. This needs to be taken back to the church.
So, we'll roll initiative now. Make sure I'm not selecting anyone.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't move before its movement.
Once again, it goes first.
Yep.
However, it can't really push closer. And it is not throwing stones at you this round because it's focused on doing whatever magic it is that it's doing.
Okay.
All right.
Let's run. Run and cast. Run and cast.
What is?
Okay.
There's a problem with your plan. There's a problem with your plan, which is that you would have to run and then cast. And what's the range on Web?
30. You're right. That's too late. I declared it. It is.
I would just drop it behind you because it's not.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm not going to hold it for long.
Wait. Well, that's going to block the other guys from coming.
Leave a gap. There's two. You leave two areas. You leave a gap between them that only a medium creature can get through.
I would honestly say, Broderi, you could probably just go with them. I mean, I buy you around. You guys get a decent amount of space. Wizard lock a door.
I will leave.
I have a 240. I'm going to create a barrier which has a little bit more range, but it's also not as good.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to create a web that basically like leaves enough space for like a high crawl.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
I know what a high crawl is. Like crawling on your hands and knees, like
elbows.
Yeah, elbows, maybe a little bit of knees. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Indiana Jones sliding underneath and grabbing your hat.
That sort of thing. All right. Scoot you guys back.
But his spell goes off before ours does. So.
It does.
Assuming I don't bonk it and interrupt his spell. Right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Roll
Cordelia,
high.
are you moving to melee, or are you letting us?
I
Okay.
am. Though, hang on. I'm making sure that I am centered in this hall. As interposing as can be.
Don't know where I'm gonna
And,
put a barrier then. Okay,
Bless you.
I'll figure it out.
And yeah, let's bonk
Alright.
this thing.
Roll to hit. AC 19.
That's a hit.
It cuts. Roll damage.
7 damage.
Miss. What a Chad. The Chad Perderi.
Ichor spills on the earth, inky and dark. It flows forward like a tide and engulfs the space around it in darkness. So here's what happens. Which of you guys, of Sindarin, Pasling, and Perderi, which of you has a magical light source?
Perderi does.
Fresh out.
Okay.
I don't think it was ever clarified if Pasling does or does not, so
Okay.
that's entirely
Well,
up to you.
we've clarified it now because you no longer do.
Okay.
Your light source is obliterated. Your
Is it
continual light
still-
spell is gone.
It's still affected by fairy fire, though.
Yes. So actually, yeah, you can see it. Go ahead and get rid of that flashy special effect. Sort of scoot it over here, so it's just sort of implication.
Now the darkest thing in the room is also the brightest.
Final Fantasy type action going on.
Is the lantern itself broken?
No.
Sort of wasn't the expensive part.
Okay. And let me go ahead and throw down the web real quick. Da 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 da. Monakin, for his part, is crawling backwards away from the thing under the webbing, keeping an eye on it at all times. Simeon, I believe you were hustling. You've got the loot. You're on the other side of it. Pasling is also backing away. What would Pasling be doing? Does Pasling have like a source of? The only source of light at this point.
She
is
could
back
light
there.
a torch. She could.
Yeah.
She could light a torch.
Zolotan's spell is of considerably longer range, so he'd be a little further back. But
Yeah.
whatever. We ran out of room on the board. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
So that is what goes down there. It is going to begin. So let's resolve your spells now. First off, Magnus's spell, which is the web, which was just resolved. Next, Zolotan's spell.
Zolatan will cast right in front of these things, sort of like half spear, half like tank trap shapes of like sort of golden spears that are covered in writing in serpent tongue and liturgic. And hopefully if it blunders through those and thinks they're an illusion, maybe it'll think the next layer is an illusion and be wrong. It's not a good plan, but I don't have a better one.
Not terrible.
I've got a great plan.
All right.
Does it involve martyrdom?
Believe it or not. Yeah.
Okay. Before round 3, please tell me what spells you intend to cast.
Magic missile.
Okay. Magnus, what spell, if any, do you intend to cast?
I guess magic missile, but I'm gonna shout like, be gone, let's go.
All right.
Actually, give me 1 second to check something.
Checking.
Oh, no, not.
No, I'm out of magic missile. No, I got nothing.
Unfortunate.
Control monster.
That's gonna work.
Charm monster. Yeah, no.
Well, I
mean,
was
if
gonna
you
say I
don't
would
use
save.
it, then
I would
then
save your
it's
spell
still
slot for
gonna
a
be
wizard
there.
lock.
Well, there is no.
I have a
there's no
wizard
spell
lock.
slot.
Okay.
It's you prepare that spell, and if
Yeah.
he doesn't use
Oh,
it,
yeah, okay,
it's
that's-
not used.
I have Wizard Lock prepared. As soon as we pass a door, I'll cast it.
Okay.
Does this creature have native magic resistance, or is he using something? If he
It
has
is not clear to you.
if he has, well, put it this way: if he has native magic resistance, he can shatter the spell without effort.
Oh, he didn't shatter
So-
it last time.
Yeah, so.
It doesn't
maybe
seem
he's-
plausible that he just decided to not shatter it out of politeness.
Yeah, so I will remember that fact.
Never trust a demon.
All right.
All
yeah.
right.
So.
All right.
And N.G.S.P also begins casting another one of whatever those was. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll roll initiative now for round 3.
I would run if I was anybody but me. Instead, I'm going to stay and be martyred.
All right.
Hopefully, get you guys out of here.
Once again, it goes first. All right. Movement and missile phase. It steps back into the darkness. And a couple of bolt stones from the blue ricochet off of Perderi's outstretched shield.
Well, at least you broke in contact. I mean, unless you're broken.
Wait, is it casting a spell or throwing stones?
Oh, right. It can't do both. Yeah, never mind. It pulls back into the darkness, but no stones are thrown. Thank you for...
Listen, if I don't get to cast spells and throw stones, you don't either.
You know what? That's fair. I don't. All right. Next. Who on your side is moving?
This might be pushing our luck, but do they get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, actually they would.
Oh, hog.
From
Hey.
what?
From
'Cause
it
it moved
pulling
away.
out of your...
Yeah, you would
moved
be,
out of
bro.
melee, moved out of melee range.
It doesn't hit.
Unfortunately not.
Ooh.
Nope.
Darn.
All right. Monacan takes advantage of the movement phase to scoot back to the other side of the webbing.
Is it no longer visible?
It's in the darkness.
Crap, then our magic missiles are gonna miss. Well, whatever.
But it should still have fairy fire effect.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Hang on a minute.
I keep thinking, it finally defeated the fairy fire.
Clutch spell, really saving the day.
Actually, it does last for an hour, so long after I'm dead.
He hates glittery, and he hates it. All right.
It's like a cat with tape on his paws.
All right. Paslin grabs Sindarin by the shoulder and says, we have an exit. Don't sacrifice your life for nothing. We've got to go."
Pasling's a woman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sister Pasling, you are nothing. Be gone. Live to spread the light another day.
Rude.
Save me from priests, she says in weariness and sorrow, and pulls away. Just sort of does a dive slide under the webbing.
Perderi is going to try to provide some more space. It was for this thing that his armor and shield were created.
I don't know how you're going to convince this guy to choose life instead of death, but that's between you guys at this point.
Maybe I won't give him a choice.
Go on.
Brother Perderi, you're more important than this. Imagine your mission of the light is greater than here in this dank hallway.
Oh no. Oh.
You have the fancy armor. I
They're
already gave
having
away my
they're having
doodad.
a sacrifice off. We don't have any more of those.
Perderi is not
I'm-
planning on dying, but he is.
Then get the hell out of here!
He considers himself the shield of the party, and
Yeah.
Man,
We're
Rash-
actually on shields. We're on
Shut-
shields.
shut-
We're
shut-
in a
shut-
body.
thing.
Okay,
Shut up! I don't care about your
listen.
rationalizations. I'm just trying to get the horrible
Classic-
things are going to happen. Let's see where they go.
Classic
All right.
caller. Okay, the classic caller moment. This is the last round, guys who are staying behind. That Magnus is going to wait. So, yeah, just to lay that out there. I don't think you guys are going to defeat it in dual com. Maybe you will. You did 7 points of damage to it already, but I don't know how many points it has.
7.
Yeah,
Eight.
I'm not going to defeat
I
it.
think
but
it's
I
got more
want
hit
to-
dice than that.
Possibly.
It's casting a spell. I want to. My intent
So let's break
Okay.
line of sight and get out of here.
give you guys one more turn of
We're all
distance
waiting on each
Okay.
other.
before Praderi then follows. I'm not
Okay.
trying to sacrifice.
So,
I'm just trying to make sure
so we're
that
we're
yeah.
as Ross would say, we're in violent agreement. Let's
Yeah.
we're one more round
Okay.
then,
Okay.
and we're gone.
Those of you who are casting magical missiles, roll them now.
All right.
Actually, first, 50% chance, odd or even.
Even.
2. It bites. Roll damage.
11. Wow, 11 damage. Yeah, that's
Praderi,
actually not very
Sindarin,
high.
you see the light that blazes from Zolatin's eyes cut through the darkness around you and gouge into N.G.S.P, cutting through some layer of protection upon it. Thick rivulets of molten feathers erupt from the wound.
Molten feathers.
It emits a sound. It emits a sound like a crying child. All right, Magnus. You don't have a? Did you have a spell queued up?
No.
I don't think you did. Okay.
No spells.
All right, Sindarin, Praderi, you may. Praderi, you moved into hand-to-hand combat with it to attack it, right?
Yes.
Okay, roll to attack.
Can I do
Yes.
my turn?
You may.
13.
The light cannot save you here. Your power is not effective. All right, here is what happens next.
Oh.
A radius of darkness erupts over the webbing and cuts Sindarin and Praderi away from their sources of the other remaining sources of light. They are now operating in darkness. Almost. There is a thin glow of light from two sources. One, the fairy fire, which engulfs the space in the glittering light of the old ways, and from the emblazoned tree on Praderi's chest, a subtle glow. The rest of you guys start to scoot.
Yes.
All right,
That was the agreement.
we're going to resolve the rest of this fight, focusing on these guys now. Praderi, roll a d6. Praderi and Sindarin each roll a d6 for initiative. Do an individual initiative for this very small scale fight.
4.
Oops. Two.
All right. Okay, first Sindarin, then N.G.S.P, then Praderi.
Okay, I will be declaring turn.
All right, you are operating in almost complete darkness, but not complete.
I have the light
Sin-
in my
Sindarin,
heart.
be aware that so far your record with turning is not good. You don't have strong evidence to believe that's going to change. Okay. N.G.S.P flaps his wings and hovers in the center of the space. It whips its arm and throws stones again. This time it's Sindarin.
Oh, that was it.
Yes, Sindarin is struck twice for a total of 9 points of damage.
7.
All right, Praderi, what do you do?
Praderi is going to hit a fistful of Sindarin's vestments, and he's going to drag him out of here.
I am in full plate.
Well, that just gives him more handholds. Okay. You try to drag Sindarin back. Sindarin, how do you respond to this?
I'm focused on turning, so
Okay.
I'll go with him for the most part.
Well,
but
Has that been interrupted or no?
The turning? That's not. No, turning can't get interrupted like
Okay.
spellcasting can. Okay.
So-
You pull back. You're not sure where the webbing begins and when you need to start crawling.
He's going to start. Right at the edge of the darkness. If he can't see, he's not going to risk getting entangled. that would surely be doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he's going to just start bellowing a prayer in litany, or a hymn in litany, and just defying this thing with as best he can, as he tries to force Sindern to his knees to follow.
I'll go to my knees. I don't know about following, but I'm on my knees, brother.
Does Perderi understand these things?
Yes, it has a voice like... I'm trying to think how best to describe it. Like cicadas. Like cicadas in autumn.
I like this. Eyes are glowing.
He is going to continue singing, letting the hymn be the answer to the question.
You fall back into the dark, crawling. You see nothing. You sing. Stones ricochet off your armor as you crawl. You're not sure when you reach the other side. By the time you reach it, you can only see their light and a dim glimmer in the distance. They're hidden from you. The dark.
Go ahead.
What will you do to produce light? You must quickly.
I have torches. I'm not sure that they are enough to pierce this veil, but he will do that, clutching them tight as he does, as he continues singing, holding it in, holding the torch in his shield hand.
Torch catches. Light gutters up.
He stopped singing only to say to Sindern, a martyrdom in vain is a waste. There's more that you can do to serve the light here. And he's going to continue singing, and he's going to run, and he's going to release Sindern.
Sindern, you are in darkness. Perderi flees the west. To your east, you hear the sounds of ripping, of great strands of webbing being torn from the walls, of a holy song from the church, sung dissonant and wrong by a voice to whom it is only a joke.
He's gonna hawk a fat loogie and then run after the light.
You flee back to the world beyond. You flee. You flee. You flee.
What it's worth, my turn would have been a 17.
Plus 2.
No, I didn't have my doodads.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's supposed to be martyred, you see.
That was 40 turns. You return from the entrance to the tunnel to Rappan Athuk. Perderi and Sindern eventually catch up. You do not seem to be pursued.
Okay. We're alive.
You've lost track of time a bit. Monacan looks a little rattled by the entire experience, as does Pasling, but both of their morale seems solid.
They've seen it before, right?
I think so, yeah. Though this was a novel experience for many of you.
Oh, that's
It's the first
them.
time.
All right. Westward ho.
Roderi doesn't say a word the entire return trip.
Oh, we're not done. We got 20 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sorry to bust your
Well,
drama.
Paulson tries to play it off as
very,
nothing, but it doesn't work at all.
If you want to still just be silent like Perdarius.
Yeah, no, he stays silent. He's very solemn. He is alert and working to support, but he is clearly affected.
Semian, give me back my doodads.
Yeah, I was about to say, Semyon will be surprised that you return and be like,
Give me back my
"Here you
tchotchkes.
Magnus has a look of deep frustration on his face, and he's already displeased with his lack of power.
Yeah, tell me about it.
He needs Dispel. Dispel is a 4th level spell, I think. But
I don't think that's one we found in our books.
it is not.
Anyway, where are we
All
going?
You spend one turn going from here, from this spot on the map to this spot on the map.
Yeah.
Just
West again, please.
All
On a
right.
scale of 1 to 10, how confident are we that it can't follow us all the way here?
0.
I'm 0 confidence, but we haven't passed a closable door yet.
The door to Rappan Athuk? No?
That was
No,
just an
there
archway.
wasn't.
There was no
Okay.
actual door there.
Well, should we retreat to a door then?
No, because, well, okay. It might have taken a little while for it to slice through that thing, but we've been moving for a little while too. Like,
did it keep singing, and did it keep following?
The singing eventually died out behind you.
Okay.
Maybe it'll let us go.
maybe there's something stopping it from coming up farther.
Or maybe
it just
it's
stopped
not
singing
done
so it
having
could
fun
catch
with
us
us.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down these stairs.
All right. You spend a turn maneuvering your way down the stairs,
Oh boy.
to the protest of some of you.
Yeah, like me. Because
Well,
if it comes down the stairs after us, we're not going to have any escape.
Well, you say that, but it turns out that's not entirely true.
Oh, okay.
I've got an idea.
It turns out that there are, as you went, that there are at least 2 exits from this room.
Hey.
And something else.
What's that?
Okay. There is a big stone giant head. Big giant stone head here.
Elephant's
There
grumbling
is-
how
this
after all
stone-
that he's got to draw again.
The stone head is carved in the image of some human with big bulging eyes and a wide flat nose. They are wearing a big golden diadem. And the walls are inlaid with zirconium. You suspect that you could loot a decent chunk of money off these walls in terms of zirconium stone, but that it would take an extremely long time.
But what about this gold diadem?
Do you want to go check it out?
I mean, if it fits this
Yes, please.
head.
You go check out the
I have,
diadem.
I can cast Detect Magic before we do,
Very
Okay.
nice.
Good idea.
just because.
Do you wish?
Very nice.
All right.
Yeah.
You
I'm gonna
cast Detect
cast,
Magic on the head.
Cure light wounds on myself too. Sorry.
Okay. Detect Magic is cast and your eyes are opened to the hidden world. You see that upon the head there is a shimmering defense, a mirror. That appears to only exist in the hidden world of the spirits, which in practical terms mean if you cast spells in this thing, it'll probably reflect it in some way. So don't do that.
I'll relate what I noticed to the others.
Oh,
Okay.
curious.
Your spell has 10 more minutes, so do
Let's
we
go
want
southeast.
Yeah.
Okay. You abandon the.
Are those other stairs down, or no? They're back up, right? To the
No,
other
they're back up. Hang on a second. I'll mark them as appropriate later, but those go back up. You check
Oh.
southeast.
Oh, good. Spider webs.
Yes. Thick sheets of cobwebs hang from the ceiling. They're
And
white,
more
shot through
stairs.
with filaments of sickly gray-green mold. Looks like
Look
they've been
up.
abandoned for some time. You look
Okay.
up. Nothing. The coffins here are also rotted. The dead. You can see the corpses within and their moldy shape.
Okay. Let us check to the northeast.
Like this northeast?
Yeah.
All right. You push through the moldy cobwebs and.
Well, let's burn them. Well, hold on.
Okay.
Let's burn the cobwebs. Yeah.
All right. You
Yeah, but
spend a
Harry's
turn
already got torch.
You spend a turn burning out the cobwebs, negating their threat for now. The mold catches quickly, and the area is burned clear. This area is. Let me mark this.
Okay, and a passage to the northeast.
Yeah.
Are those stairs down again?
What? Yes, these stairs go down.
Okay.
I wish we had
Yeah,
Owen
let's
in
go
that detect
northeast.
evil.
To the northeast you go.
Has it been a turn since that detect magic was cast?
It has at this point.
We still have one more turn on it.
It's 20 minutes total.
All right. As you move through this area, let me check something real fast. All right, you are moving with caution. I would, Father Chris, I would like you to roll a 1d6. All right, you are not surprised, as from the darkness, a old and withered spider appears within the webbing.
Ugh.
Its fangs drip with poison. Conversely, it's a living creature. It's probably vulnerable to
monster.
poison. Oh,
I
okay.
was just thinking that, like, oh, that makes two of us.
All right. So I know what Father Chris is doing. Zoltan, what are you doing?
I want to bite it.
Are you okay?
Unless he wait, are you gonna hit it with something that has an AOE?
It's Charm Monster.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you give that a shot then.
I mean,
All
it's,
right.
it's pretty risky to let me give that a shot, honestly.
I will try to grapple it and hold it steady.
Think of all the
Listen,
silk products.
do not risk the lives of any more people just to see if I get a Charm Monster off for the last 15 minutes.
I'm good at this. I'm good at this.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So we are now going to roll initiative now that spells are determined. Spells are determined? Yes, no one's protesting? Spells are determined. I am rolling initiative for the spider. It gets a 3, party goes first. Does anyone wish to attack it with ranged weapons? No. Does anyone wish to move into hand-to-hand combat with it?
Me.
Manakin will shoot it twice.
Okay.
Hasling will also shoot twice. Sorry,
All right.
I was thinking about it.
Okay. If you're shooting at it, you are trying to hit AC 15.
Okay, so grappling works by first I do a
Regular
melee,
attack,
I do a
AC.
regular attack, and then if it hits, then I roll my hit dice.
Yes.
So my regular attack does a 15 hit.
It does. Its AC is 15. Now roll hit dice and it'll roll its.
In D6s, right?
Yes. Alright. If you hit it with ranged attacks versus AC 15, tell me how much damage you did starting with Praderi.
2 misses, I think.
Okay.
That roll that says the party that doesn't have the big.
I trust you. I'm not checking.
No, I'm asking a question.
That's
I don't know if you
Manakin's.
Okay, so we're good.
Okay.
That's a miss. Yeah.
Colin, did you sling at it or okay?
spear at
And
it.
did Manakin hit it?
He did not.
Okay, you're spearing at it?
In melee, if we go.
Okay. And it sounds like Sindarin is also not attacking in ranged combat.
Correct.
Okay. Zoltan dives into close combat with it, and this is a new one on you, catches it in a headlock, which is a very complicated thing to envision, but I invite you to imagine the weaving of joints going on here as this thing discovers entirely new ways to be restrained.
There's a full Nelson with all 8 arms.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like weaving rubber band between.
He's a
fingers.
feathered boa constrictor.
Yes. And he's
All right.
just so excited that he's going after something that's not like immediately exploding into poison.
It's refreshing. All right. Whoever was going to go into melee with it, do you still want to go into melee with it, or do you want to wait a minute to see if this spell shenanigan pays off?
I will wait.
Okay.
I'm upset and I want to hit something.
All right, Mr. Pouty, roll a bonk. Okay, you do hit it. You do 6 damage. Oof.
Thank you.
All right.
Please
Now.
don't die.
Charm Monster's about to happen. Describe what it looks like, if anything, and then I will roll a saving throw.
From Magnus's mouth comes the strangest sound, and it's like a weird, like chittering, hissing sound. And anyone who looks at him after hearing that sees his eyes like creepily wide open as he stares at this thing in its multifaceted beast eyes. It gets a save.
I'm afraid that it does pass the save.
Yeah.
It writhes unhappily in Zoltan's grip. However, you may now dispatch it at your leisure, as you have this thing thoroughly buffaloed. Do you wish to slay the beasts?
Do we have to roll initiative again before that happens? Or?
It would be. It's too straightforward.
Well,
It is
yes. Then
slain.
let's slay the thing.
Okay. 1 turn passes while you recover from the ordeal of sudden spider attack.
It was very
Okay.
cathartic, though.
Let's check this room and see whether or not he had a little hoard of goodies sitting around
All right.
somewhere.
Yeah, let's go check over here.
Spend a turn in here.
You spend a turn in here. It doesn't seem to. This area does not appear to have anything of value, unfortunately.
Okay.
Which
To
isn't
the east.
that shocking. The spider didn't seem well fed. To
Okay.
the east you pass.
Perderi is, whenever we pause, he's positioning himself to the rear of the group.
Do a little double take at the dragon statue to our south. All jumpy. Is that what that is?
Okay. Yes, there are ugly stone statues here, here, and here. This room looks like a pretty well-stocked storehouse. You can see weapon racks lining the walls, enough to equip a small army.
We should make note of the location of this so that the folks up above can maybe
We have
plunder
need of a
it.
small army.
Okay, let's check this southern door first. Actually, no, let's spend a turn in here doing some serious searching.
Okay. Describe the basic procedure you're going to take to search.
I say we split up and everybody except for Monacan and maybe one person to stand on watch to the west.
Okay, let me pull you guys in from
Take a
marching
signal.
order.
Perderi has the 10-foot pole.
Figure, rid. Scales 5 feet.
I mean, the procedure to me should be to just check the crates, assuming there are, it's...
As you keep getting split
check
up in that
behind,
way.
check the dragon statues.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's how we are on the marching order.
Right.
Monacan will take the turn examining the southern door.
Okay. So Monacan's here. So Lotan, where are you going? Everyone just move your guy where you're going. Should be able to just move your little dudes.
Perderi is 10-foot pulling it.
Okay.
Well, look at this statue, the first one that I saw.
Alrighty. Alright. Rummaging through the equipment. Alright, Magnus, I need you to roll a 1d6.
Four.
Alright. Another minute.
These guys.
The statues begin to move. They crawl forwards.
Ah.
Roll initiative regular style. You are not surprised.
The first take of the double take was accurate.
Okay. You guys go first. First, spells.
Are these like stone constructs or are they dead?
Gargoyles.
It is unclear. First,
Web.
spell. Okay. Magnus begins casting web. Praderi, be aware. To your north, Praderi is casting. Magnus is casting web. Sindaren, are you casting any spells?
Yeah, I'll try and turn on the off chance these are. I mean, do they look like stone?
Hang on a
I
second.
don't know.
Let me put some actual lights. Who has light sources? Pasling still.
I still have
Magnus.
mine.
Magnus, so-
Mine was. I didn't write it close enough for mine to get wrecked.
Yeah. One sec. Spinning those up. Light. Okay. There we are. Okay. So Magnus is casting web. You mentioned, yes. Semyon, you cast your last spell, which was the detect magic, right?
Still have heat metal, but they don't appear to be metal, so.
Unfortunately,
right,
no.
Yeah.
And AJ, you don't have any spells on your. Okay.
Nope.
And Zoltan is in melee, so I don't think he's casting things.
That's
either.
right.
All right.
With
You guys
overconfidence
win.
after the last one.
You guys win initiative. You guys can move first.
Cinder's close for that one.
I will move.
Is Magnus moving? Okay, good.
That should be. You can spear from the second rank, right? As melee.
You can, yeah.
Hasling has a. How thin of a layer can you do web? Can you do like 1 square, or does it have to be like 2?
It's two 10 by 10s, which have to be contiguous, unfortunately. So you can't like smear across the whole area.
Yeah, you start where he is, and then cover like half of the each.
Mm-hmm. At any rate, it's late, so let's keep moving.
Yep. Pick up.
Okay. You guys have moved to where you want to be?
Yes.
Looks like it.
All right.
Can't move now.
We have missile fire too.
Yes, if you don't move, you can do missile fire. Monacan was isolated. He wants.
He did move. He did move. It looks
he can
like
hold
he moved.
position, take a shot if you think it makes sense for him.
That's what he'll do then.
All right. Which target?
The one closest to him.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll AC 14. All right, that's a hit. And that's also a hit. Is he using his +1 arrows?
No.
All right. The arrows unfortunately deflect off of its stony hide.
Okay.
Okay. That's their shots. This gargoyle is going to move into range with Praderi. This one's going to move to range with Pasling. This one is currently melee with Zoltan. Alright, that's the movement phase. Now, melee attack phase. Zoltan, you are in melee. Praderi, you are in melee. Pasling is in melee. We're going to start with Pasling. Roll to hit if they have a magic weapon. If they don't have a magic weapon, they cannot effectively engage this creature.
She's not. She has a warhammer.
Warhammer could do something. If you could go ahead and roll to hit, but you miss anyway.
It's a 9, yeah.
Yeah, big whiff. Praderi, roll to hit. All right. It bats it aside with a big claw. Zoltan.
Simeon would attack, but it obviously won't do anything. So
Yes, unfortunately.
Zoltan's gonna try his wrestling again.
All right.
This target might not be quite so easy. Let's find out. Does a 16 do it?
All right. You do hit. Roll your hit dice, and its hit dice are. Zoltan binds it up.
Aha.
All right. Now these guys are going to attack. Okay, what's Pasling's armor class?
It is currently a 19.
All right. She takes 1 point of damage as a hail of attacks rains down against her. A single one penetrates her defense for 1 point. And now for Praderi, what's his armor class versus melee? Remember the effect of his armor.
18.
Praderi takes some hits. He takes
Ooh.
7 points of damage in total.
Okay.
All right. Sustainable for now.
He takes them wordlessly.
All right. Now, mage spells going off, if any. Webb, that was
Webb.
it.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Well, don't web this
So-
one. I got this one.
Which one?
I don't think
Yeah.
you can.
No, so let's see, 20 by 20 by 10. So we're gonna tie them together.
Okay. They are bound both together and to the floor.
And to the wall behind.
Mm-hmm. Thoroughly enmeshed. Now, for round 2, are there any spells that wish to be cast? Zoltan is holding one fast, and it looks like he will be able to do so for the foreseeable future.
Magic
If I
missile.
cast heat
Yes.
metal on the spear tip that I have, and then let that heat up because I think it takes a turn. I'm gonna kind of like just drill it into the gargoyle and see if the heated.
Yeah,
metal
that's a
does
cool
something.
idea. That sounds like it'll help.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
So
these
I'll-
guys are not undead.
They do not appear to be undead in any fashion.
I will
Oh,
declare
yeah.
heat metal then. Heat metal on my spear tip.
All right. And Sindarin, what's your plan?
I'm gonna run down to the one to the south and smack it in the head with a flail.
All right. Initiatives first. I get a 3. Beat a 3. You guys go first. Okay. Magnus, you can move anyone who... I don't know if you want Monacan in melee or not, but he could if you want to. Okay.
Can Monacan get a backstab from there?
No, not really. For something with anatomy as weird as this, he'd need a really good angle.
All right. What if I make a
Just get
climb roll and try to do a
That'll do
little crazy wall hop over into that corner and get...
Don't
get
even
there?
roll. You've already put
Parkour.
you put yourself into comedic levels of danger by locking yourself in this little tunnel behind the thing, and you now have it flanked. Monacan, the silly brave. All right, Sindar moves in. Semyon is white heating his weapon.
Are gargoyles lawful?
No,
Hey,
especially not these ones.
they're so
All right.
rich.
They're so stoic.
I smack you both with my paw. All right, if you are in hand-to-hand combat with a guy and you're not Zoltan, roll to hit. You want to hit AC 15. If you're Praderi, you get a bonus to hit. That's a very good bonk.
6 damage.
Why is it not showing me my? Sorry, it's not showing me my little easy reference attack thing. Boom. That is 18.
All right, that will
hits
hit.
me.
Yeah, definitely, especially with your bonuses.
8 damage.
You cleave a huge chunk off of one of its wings, and Monacan's backstab lands square. Roll damage.
Okay, and damage is... He's level 6. What's that for... I don't even know.
3 times 3.
Oh, it didn't do it. Never mind.
sure.
Whatever. I rolled 8, and so...
Let's say he just barely puts it down. That'll do it.
Oh, wait, hold on. No.
Let's roll it. Just roll 2d8.
That roll was all wrong.
Yeah, just roll.
Let me just re-roll that whole thing, 3d8.
Sure. That'll do it. Monacan lunges, and the tip of his magic sword. What's his magic weapon?
It's the one that does well especially well versus law.
Ah, the Inquisitor.
Oh.
Right. Monacan's magical sword does not get the bonus for being big bonuses versus law, but it does erupt out of the. It does erupt through the back of the gargoyle's head and out its mouth, regardless. The creature falls still. All right. Now Pasling's to hit.
She rolls an 8.
All right. Pasling does not effectively damage the thing. This one is going to attempt to attack Pasling, but with a -4 penalty on the grounds that it is enmeshed in webbing. Right. So, what? Tell me her armor class and add 4 to it. I think it hits a couple
19.
times. Okay, she takes 3 points of damage from its claw and its horn. Okay. Simeon.
So it takes a
Yeah.
little while for heat metal to take effect anyway, so this turn it's just going to be heating.
Yeah, true. The iron begins to glow white hot. Or red hot at this point. Okay. And that's their spell. And no spells are being cast by Magnus, I think.
No, he cast Magic Missile.
Oh,
10
okay.
points of damage to that dude to the north.
Alright. Big chunks are knocked off of it, but it's still up and running. Okay, to the south, Zoltan is tied up and keeping this thing helpless.
I need to roll to maintain the grapple, or we just kind of got
I think you just kind of got it. You beat him by you more than doubled his grapple check.
Yeah, I don't think he's very likely to win.
No, it's not that impossible, but yeah, he's down and out for a while.
Okay.
Okay, turn 3. Semyon's spell goes off. It went off this turn or last turn? Okay.
Last turn.
Your spear tip is now beginning to glow red hot as Sindarin begins to carefully, well, with some caution, beat this thing to death. Okay. Magnus, are you casting any spells? I don't even know if you have any left.
I think I'm pretty well tapped out. Certainly for combat.
All right. And I believe Sindarin is committed to hand-to-hand combat, so no spells this turn.
We'll move forward with
All right. Initiatives. I get a 5. All right. Team Evil goes first this round. No movement occurs. You guys can move. On my time, no movement occurs. Are any of you guys moving?
How far can Monacan make it?
He can go pretty far. I don't think he can go all the way around to the back of this one, though, if that's what you're thinking.
How many feet? I mean, I think he can. It's a full minute in Swords and Wizardry.
Okay, true. However, it will get a chance to swat him as he goes past. Are you willing to take that risk?
Well, I'm going to make an argument.
Go on.
Once he enters melee, I'm not really leaving. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you do have to move through his space in order to get here.
It's taking a risk. That's true.
Okay.
I don't think it's really.
Well, I'm not moving through, so I have to move around the webs and then go around that way. But anyway, yeah, Monacan is willing to take the risk, I think.
Okay. But because Pasling's a trooper, she's going to provoke the attack against herself instead of him so that he can maneuver freely.
Wow.
And it misses anyway. Boop.
All right. Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's the movement phase.
He wants to do the same thing as before. Is that possible, or is that just too much?
All right.
Nice.
Let's start.
Monacan's being acrobatic back there, everybody.
Let's start here and go counterclockwise. Okay, Sindarin, roll damage.
On it.
All right. You knock a big chunk of stone loose. Simeon, roll damage for the first phase of heat metal as you bring your brand to bear on this thing.
You
so
dare
just
be living?
I'll press it against it instead of trying to stab. So
yeah,
do I just
it'll
roll
just work.
damage, or?
Just roll damage, man.
Right.
Scorch
it's
this
gonna be
thing.
1d4 for fire.
Okay.
It's something.
Well, that was too much. There we go. Okay, now up here. This one's dead. Now up here. Praderi and Pasling, roll to hit. You are flanking it, so you get +2 to hit. And And also, Monacan, you rolled a hit. You get a total of +6 to hit on the grounds that it is webbed and you're flanking it.
What was your AC again? I'm sorry.
15 by default. Oh, sorry, 14.
Hmm.
No, it's 6 from Braderi. Oof.
17 from Monacan.
Dang.
Monacan finishes it off.
Being the
Rare
main
form for
character,
him.
and he's not even a PC.
It's great when the rogue gets to actually rogue.
You Rogan.
The thief, I'm sorry. Thief.
Yeah, we'll allow it. Come on.
All right, we'll allow it. Okay. And then over here, Sindar and Simeon, both you guys just roll damage. See that?
At some point, you can coup de grace this thing.
Well, it happens now.
All right.
The gargoyle is slain. These creatures are destroyed.
Solitude finally just kind of
right.
untangles and just kind of flops limp.
I know we're-
his strength.
I know we're past time. I'd like to finish the search of this room as the last thing we do, and then head out.
Okay. You search the area. Here's what you find. A great collection of mundane weaponry, too heavy for you to carry out with you all at once, which I will list in text after the mission, after the session. And lastly, in one of the niches back here, hidden behind one of the gargoyles, you find a stone slab engraved with an open eye, which provokes interest. The slab turns on hinges to reveal a cavity containing a black iron box, which I presume you take.
Yes.
Sound good.
Does the box have a lock on it, or any sort of latch, or is it?
Nothing which survives Monacan's attention. Within it, you find a spellbook.
Oh no!
Oh, it's Christmas.
It is
Wow.
indeed
Holy
Christmas.
Crap.
Wow.
3 spellbooks in 2 weeks.
That's something bad. Something bad almost happened.
It did.
Something bad almost happened.
Those are all the spells in Rappan Athuk. Good job.
Maybe.
We found them all.
Maybe. Well, we haven't been to Rappan Athuk yet.
Yeah,
And with
that's
that, fatigued, you retreat. Let me see if there's any important information in this area. Okay. In this area, this gate is a stone door, and above it is an emblem of a sword.
Oh. All right. Any info that Monacan was able to glean before the other thing happened at the door?
One moment. And over this doorway is an emblem of an eye. That's not how you spell that.
Okay.
Deeper into the cloister, go further into the tomb of swords. Labor
Yeah.
through against the edges there. Grow wealthy, die, and feed my ancient servants.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think that the gargoyles were the ancient servants.
Yeah.
And I don't think these are the swords we're supposed to lay our necks on.
Well, that might be the tomb of swords.
Yes, indeed.
We'll come back
Yeah.
next session.
Yeah. And we make sure to issue instruction, or recommendation to the colony above about the location of these weapons and stuff.
And fair warning for what else lies beneath.
Yeah, if I was them and I heard all this, I'd be like, I'm not going in there, man.
Oh, don't tell. We don't have to tell them
Yeah.
about Nakarata. That's not necessary.
But why wouldn't we?
I don't
just
think
tell 'em
we're going
don't
to keep
go-
that secret. I think that
Just
we're
don't
going to
go
talk
there.
There's
about
at least
that.
one person we need to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's gonna get out. Alright. You retreat to the surface world. And with that,
Alright.
and from now here's a question. Do you retreat back to Kayden's Rest? Or are you going to stay at the Citadel Older Than Names until next session?
Well,
We can resolve this. We don't have to
yeah.
resolve this right now, but consider that.
Kayden's Rest
Yeah.
got
For
better
now-
food. But
For
on
now,
the
I
other
think
hand,
you've all
the
got
trip
places to
sucks.
be, and given the hour, I imagine for a lot of you, that place is bed.
yes,
So.
indeed.
especially since we've gone 12 minutes over time. Thank you all very much. I have had a wonderful time playing Dungeons and Dragons with you today, even if it is Swords and Wizardry. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. I'll be here all week in some form or another. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you around.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely awesome, terrifying session.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I always love busting that guy out. He's the worst.
It really is.
He is.
Ending the recording.
Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.